Going to buy your first used dirt bike can be really exciting, but it can also be intimidating because you don't know what to expect, you might not know what to look for, and how do you know if you got a good deal on it or not? Well, I want to show you a few simple tips that I have learned over the years looking at dozens and dozens of used dirt bikes that have helped me know what to look for and how to know if it's a good deal. When I go and look at a used dirt bike, I want to know how well the bike was maintained, and a few signs that can show you whether it was maintained well or poorly is just checking the oil and the air filter, as well as the chain and sprockets. But the big things are checking the oil to see if there's any in there and to see how dirty it is. So if there's no oil in the engine, then it hasn't been maintained. It's probably going to need a rebuild soon. But if there is oil and it's really black and sludgy, then it also probably wasn't maintained very well, and it may need some work in the near future. But a good sign is when the oil is clean, or it's maybe just lightly dirty but it's filled up properly to the top. Usually there's a dipstick or a sight glass with a minimum and maximum, and you want it to be in between or towards the top of that maximum line. And then checking the air filter, whether it's dirty or clean. If it's filthy and maybe there's chunks of the filter missing, you probably want to run away unless you want a cheap project bike. Another problem when buying your first used bike is paying too much attention to what the bike looks like. Now, I'm guilty of this myself when going to sell a dirt bike. I want to make it look as pretty as possible, but I try not to hide anything. I just want to make it look nice. But some people, they put all brand new plastics on it and graphics. They make it look all nice. They shine it all up. But there might be some major issues that aren't seen or aren't easily seen that they could be trying to hide, which they may not tell you about. Maybe you have to ask some questions to get them to explain what might be going on with the bike. But basically, if you're looking at a bike that's 15 years old and it looks brand new because of the plastics and graphics are really nice, that doesn't necessarily mean that the bike is really nice. So just be aware of that. Lastly, how do you know it's a good deal? So based on looking at the oil and air filter and knowing that the bike has been properly maintained, and then when you did prior research before going to look at the bike, so comparing prices to other bikes in your area of the same year, model, or close to it, and you know it's average or below average, that's another good sign that you probably got a good deal. You can't really know with 100% certainty that the bike is perfect, but when you compare prices and you have a really good idea of how well the bike was maintained, then you can know whether the bike was or is a good deal or not. And if you want to learn the 5 most common mistakes people make when going to buy a used dirt bike, I have a free guide that I want to give you. You can get that at motocrosshideout.com/buyer, or click the link in the description below. This is Kelly Fager from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more, so that you can have fun and stay safe on a budget for many years to come.